show you how today went. Here are the highlights.
Well, again, it was a lot of Lafayette, and it was a lot of Lafayette on special teams. It started with this punt block, and a guy that really got a lot of playing time today, Tiberia, in all facets, goes up, knocks it away, blocks it. Xavier Johnson, 7-0 lead Lafayette. So they got on top early, one of our keys for Gary and I. But Marist really put together a beautiful drive, running and throwing the football. They're going to hit their captain in the end zone here, Muhammad Dawari. Close that lead, 7-7 at that point in time. I think at that point, it was trying to get Jamar off again, similar to what they did against Monmouth. And Jamar's going to take this one with the speed that he has. He found the end zone 3 times today. This was a huge play. It was 4th down and 3. They decided to run the football, and then at the end of the half, they did the same thing with just 11 seconds on the clock. Couldn't stop it. They get Jamar in the end zone. So he had 3 touchdowns today, 88 yards. But I thought this play changed the entire game. It made it a blowout, really. And Mason Keener, a 58-yard return for a punt return for a touchdown. So they score on a punt block, you score on a punt return, and it's a matter of time. That's not his last. That kid is electric in the field. And then if you look at Lafayette here in the second half, again, this was all set up by a long throw down the sideline to Eli Stewart. He has a 59-yarder, got him down inside the 2. One play later, Caracia. And then, wow, I mean, this just put the icing on top for Jalen Joseph. He read it, 4 to the front side. He read it, he got width. The ball intercepted by Jalen Joseph, a touchdown for him. He's going to be happy about that. Having trouble still getting to the quarterback, but they did a great job feeling it out, knocking balls down today. Here was a beautiful throw down the sideline, and that was caught down inside the 5 by Jack Rilling. Play later, he's going to go to the end zone. Again, that's Dewari for his second touchdown over, and kind of wonder why there's a senior in there against a sophomore corner, but he goes up and gets it. That's the end of our scoring. But again, Lafayette, as Gary mentioned, all 3 facets were excellent today, a game they needed to put in the bank.
Megan is ready. She's got head coach John Troxell down on the field. Here she is.
Thanks so much, Gary. Coach, coming into today, there was concern with 9 of your starters being out. However, not even midway through the third quarter, you're putting in your seconds and your thirds, and they produced.
Yeah.
How encouraged are you by the depth displayed by your roster today?
Oh, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, it's a good chance to get guys some playing time. I mean, the best part is you get to see some guys smile. They work hard during the week, and sometimes they don't get the opportunity to get out there. So, great day to be a Leopard.
One guy who was smiling a lot today was Jamar Curtis, 88 yards for 3 touchdowns. How valuable is he to your offense?
Man, he makes it go. I mean, he's one. I believe he's the best back in the country. He just makes things happen. He's a great kid. He works tirelessly, and we're glad he's on our side.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Gary and Mike?
All right, thank you, Megan. Mike, we're now into the season. A good win for us. Let's win a couple of more before we come back and have them again.
Well, you and I wait for it to start. Before you know it, we're 3 games in. So it's going to be a fun year. And again, this Lafayette team has picked up where they left off. I thought last week was a big win for them because going 0-2 is a lot different than 1-1. Now you're back in the win column, 2-1. I really enjoyed watching this game. I enjoyed watching the depth, and that's what John Troxell has invoked here, the culture and the depth so that they can compete on a higher level.
Last week, of course, was a classic the way Lafayette won that game. Both teams outstanding. Monmouth was loaded with talent, no question about it, and we were loaded with talent, and it was just offense versus offense. We come away with that win, the onside kick, and then we come here today and we just take this game over early.
Yeah, I thought it was phenomenal, and hopefully we're going to get Dean DeNoble right here, but he was phenomenal today and so electric, and he was almost perfect.
56-14 is the final score. We are done up here in the booth. We send it down to the big 3. Here's Megan, John, and Phil.
Gary, the big 3. All right, I like that nickname. I think we'll roll with that the rest of the season.
Talking about our weight? I mean, come on.
Oh.
I can live with that.
Well, listen, 3 phases all showed up today. Offense, defense, and special teams was for sure on fire all game. John, I'll start with you. What impressed you the most about Lafayette today?
Well, taking care of business. When you're a top 20 team in the country, this is what you're supposed to do. And John Troxell is funny before the game. You know, I made the mistake of alluding to the fact that something to the effect of the quality of the opponent. Mm-hmm. He goes, John, at this stage of the day, everybody looks like the 67 Packers. and I looked over at Marist and, okay, maybe it was an exaggeration. But John Troxell, the kind of job he's done at Lafayette, he has raised the bar. The expectation level is off the charts. And today they did what a good football team is supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. What did you like from Lafayette today?
again, just the fact that everyone was involved, every factor, every segment of the game was great. Maybe other than the penalties, we had a bunch of penalties, but you had your stars step up. Dean DeNoble, just great game, almost it was almost perfect through the third quarter. Elijah Stewart got robbed of a touchdown. I think he had that one. Carson Persing had 9 catches in the first half. So he was great. And then special teams, you got 2 special team scores, and that's something I know we've talked about this game, but that's something that has been missing in the past. And if this is forecast for the future, it's going to be good.
And Phil, I know you mentioned and you talked about Dean DeNoble's growth at the beginning of this broadcast, and I think it was evident yet again today. You look at some of the plays that he made, the passes, running as well for himself, and I think it's exciting. Every single game you're watching him take one more step forward.
Absolutely, and the more game experience that you get, the more that if you get a split second more to be able to make a decision, that's huge. Mm-hmm. He's going to look out there, and also the connections that he has with his receivers, with his running backs. It's just going to help all that much more.
Now, I think we would be remiss not to talk about the defense at all today. I know, John, you highlighted Gabe Du Bois at the beginning of this show as well, and the defense put on a show for themselves, a touchdown coming from them as well.
Yeah, very disciplined. I think they answered the call. Listen, it was such an exciting game last week at Monmouth. I've been following the team for 45 years, and I can't remember a game like that as exciting. But the coaches aren't in it for entertainment value. They're going to break things down. And if there was a soft spot, they played a terrific quarterback last week. They had to shore up the defense. Yeah. Boy, they did it in spades today. It was an all-around terrific performance.
And I can't wait to be back with you guys in a month, though. We have to wait an entire month until we are back here. As always, it was such a pleasure. And I'm going to give you 2 homework we're going to have plenty of games under our belt by October, but I'm expecting some different picks from the 2 of you when you start to look around the league. Or else this is going to be tied all season, and I have to get creative. Well, from Phil Eng, John Leone, myself, Megan Caffrey, it was so much fun being back with you. We cannot wait until October for another Lafayette home game. Until then, we will see you.